Good time zones, everybody, and welcome. For it is Wednesday. Yes, I hope everyone is doing well. Greetings to Shadow and Raven and Kel and anybody else lurking out there in the ether. And excuse me, let's poke the bot. Okay, the bot is there. The bot is just drunk. I was wondering. It did seem to be an MIA bot. Still is. It doesn't seem to know we're live. Oh well. It's going to be one of those days. Either way, I hope everyone is doing well today. I was about to say this morning, which doesn't make sense. That feature has been intermittently working at best. Yeah, it is. I must admit, I'm tempted to set up a command that I can trigger and just take over, adding the go live message myself. And there we have a Landstrad. Greetings, Landstrad, and thank you to both you for thank you to you for subscribing, and to Taran for giving that subscription to. Yeah, thank you for button. It has been a Wednesday, very much so. We're on like day 2 of apparently the UK summer has arrived at last, with temperatures over 30 and God help us. And yeah, it is one of those things, isn't it? But yeah, temperatures over 30 have appeared, and so I'm like, I can't. I'm also thinking I might need to... Oh, no, you can get off of that ledge. But I think you're having a little bit of trouble with that, the small drip leaf. So let's move the small drip leaf. And let's go and have a nap, because apparently it's dark outside. For those wondering what the heck's going on, hello and welcome to Wednesday. I decided to get myself a 4th water kitten in here, which is why we have a small pink one that's flying around, because water kittens basically are the equivalent of kittens on crack, also known as catnip, I suspect. But let's see. No. Well, that fish didn't live. You 3 little murderous smegs just ate the fish that I was trying to feed you. Let's see if we can find another fish. Advantage. We're right next to a warm ocean. Hello. Hush, little fishy, don't say a word. You're gonna get fed to a water kitten. Why am I not moving? There we are. It's odd. There are some times when you accelerate and you can start flying out of the water, and it happens and it just works. And I've never figured out how to repeat it. And I know that you can get out with Riptide. I know that is the 100% effective solution, but it does occasionally let you take off from water. Danged if I can work out what those circumstances are, though. Right. Let's see if we can make these guys happy. Right. Nope. I hate you. How is anyone supposed to... Today on Comedy, we have Scotsmen attempting to breed water kittens. And the water kittens have a different concept of what Scotsman's going to do today. It's just as well we've got plenty of fish. Hello, fishy. Ooh, red ones. Right. Ah, there's the blackfish. Blackfish, come on. Blackfish, no. No. Still can't do it. Better. Ah, now it's raining. Ah, well. Welcome to the rain. Right. One more attempt, and if they eat the fish instead of deciding to eat the fish, I will basically just give up on them. Hello, you. Hello. Right, that's one. That's... No. I give up. Now they're throwing their fish at me. I don't want your... I give up. Apparently, breeding water kittens is danged difficult. You saw that coming. I'm sure you did. Right. Now that I've proven that I have absolutely no ability when it comes to feeding water kittens, or breeding water kittens, or doing anything involving water kittens, let's give up on that and go and do something altogether entirely planned. In the intervening period between reality and now, it's a tour! Hello, tour! It's an... I refuse to comment on that one, Tor. Right. If we go up here, I might be able to actually get into this area. And realise that I have no way up. I'm going to move the camera count so that you can watch me just fail. Because I feel that probably deserves the comedy. Oh, and hello, camera count. Have some gamma. Oh. Does anyone else think it would probably just be quicker to... Oh, I like that. Just as I'm going, would it be quicker just to, give up and... give up? Oh, that's interesting. Why is this one not getting converted? Oh, it finally did. Yeah, roll. You can tell that it's early in the month. Nope. Let's go here. Right. You see, that immediately makes a massive difference to this corner. Because now it actually feels like a lush cave. And it gets rid of some of the constant dirt. Constant dirt sounds like the wrong phrase, but it kind of is what I'm looking for. Right, now that we've got that, let's have a look. That's all. I must admit, I'm tempted to just ignore that cave for the moment. Why am I going to ignore that cave? It's because I don't care about it. Nobody's ever going to notice. Right. 32 half glowberries. What? No, that's not half. Today on Can Scots Even Word? To which the answer today is probably no. Right, you. So what I'm thinking is I really want to have this rear wall be just heavy with glowberries to just hide the fact that I'm not going to really do anything with this weird wall. Weird wall. Is it cheating if I decide that my method of dealing with this area is to hide it? If at first you don't succeed, conceal the evidence! And then hope that nobody conducts an investigation. Where's somewhere I can place some scaffolding? Fine, I'll place the scaffolding here. There. I'm hiding behind berries. Which is very much a definition of what I'm attempting to do anyway. Where am I? Ah, yes. Does anyone know what we're trying to do? No? Oh well. Let's see. Is that one growing still? Did that one just grow? Something just grew, and I don't know what it was. Something just grew, man. Let's see, I'd like to put another 2 here and a bit there. Right, I think that's probably enough until we see how much this grows. But what I also want to do is stick some glow lichen into a couple of places so that I don't have to light this up with torches, and I can hopefully not need to worry about glowberry. Well, I mean, the glowberries will do their bit as well, because glowberries. But if I can light up most of this corner without the aid of glowberries, then any additional lighting from the glowberries will be purely bonus. Ah, apparently it's dark outside. It's dark outside. Right. For those wondering, I also did go ahead and add some lily pads overnight, and then stuck a couple of lanterns underneath them. Because I found I had lanterns. Well, actually, I found I had no lanterns, but I also did find that I could make some, because I did have the materials. This area just needs something. That's better. Right, that lot is going to grow in the background, which will be nice. Let's grab some... What am I thinking? I don't know. I'm thinking something. It's not very helpful when I'm thinking something and I don't know what it is. Let's get rid of you and you. Put you back. That's what I was thinking. I knew I was thinking of something. Oops. I'm drowning. Jack, hold on. Don't sink. Don't sink that. Don't sink about the fact that this is a terrible film. Where am I going? I still apparently can't do parkour. Nope. Nope. Hooray! Success! Success! We can actually leap. Here, leaping over tall buildings in 75 attempts, we find Scotsman. Because hey, why do it in one when you can fail repeatedly in front of everybody? At least it's not a fall or a splat, it's just an I can't jump. I can't dance, I can't jump. I feel like I should do something in that area, which might actually be appropriate. Right, while that lot's growing, let's see what we can do about this area, shall we? Because it feels like this area is probably the next one to get dealt with. I was about to say get wrecked, but well, you never know, it probably will, seeing as how I'm building it. It's still funny either way. Okay, I see how it is. Nope. Let's see. What do we want to do? Why are we doing it? And how do we have any clue what we're thinking? No. Right. I think I need cobble. I need a lot of cobble. So, the only place I have a decent supply of cobble is IKEA. As always. Why is it always that I have to go to IKEA to get what I need? Probably because IKEA is the only place that actually has any materials. Going up. Hello, cat. Hello, things. Hello, stuffy. Let's grab that many. Is there anything else I need while I'm here? Yeah, let's grab some different leaves. What are we looking for by way of leaves? I don't think birch is right. Oak might be good for this area. Let's go with oak. Yeah, let's go with oak for that area. Going up. He goes up to the up, then goes splat to the splat. Time for splat nav. In 400 yards, you will splat into your destination. Okay, that area looks awesome. I should have brought some saplings. Whoops. Because I probably want to actually have some trees down this area. I mean, it kind of feels like this is the yeah, well, Don't worry, no splat today, splat tomorrow. Always splat tomorrow. Or probably more likely, splat in about 5 minutes. This is oak and jungle cross biome. No. I said no. I find it interesting that there's an awful lot of... Oh, now you weren't invited. Who invited you out to play? Go away. I'm surprised by just how many vines there are down in that cave. I guess it's because it's a jungle. In the jungle, the zombie jungle. No, that's not the one. Either way, right. We will splat here. Right, I want to take this away. I also want to take this away. I also want to go that away. That was so close. Alright, let's make half a stack initially. We'll turn that into something else in a minute. How is everybody else today? I mean, I'm currently just wibbling along a bit here, so I have no clue. Do da wibble. Dwibble? Dwibble. Hubble, bubble, twill, and twabble. Fire burn and wibble bubble. Wibble wobble, wibble wobble. Still feeling someone run over by that truck. Well, you really need to find the owner and tell them not to do that. I mean, although I can very much understand that feeling. I had a 3-hour-long meeting this morning on working out future roadmaps and requirements and so forth, and by the end of that 3 hours, I felt like I'd been run over by 3 trucks. All of them going in different directions, so I'm fairly sure I had tyre marks in multiple orientations. So, yeah. You have my sympathies on that one. It's not fun feeling like somebody's been using you as a truck racing simulator. Wait, what? How did that... What? What? No. Can't answer that one. Time to sleep. You know what? Let's just make a... Right, we should really do that side of it before we use up all of our materials. I did have something interesting arrive today because I was curious about it. I managed to acquire one of the starter decks for Disney Lorcana. Partially because I'm curious what the heck it is. And partially because Lilo and Stitch cards exist in it. And Stitch. Stitch is best Stitch. Actually, no, we can resolve that. Probably. By placing it on top of stone. That's better. From what I can tell, having had a look through the deck that arrived, because I only had a little bit of time before stream, it's basically Pokemon with Disney characters. Which is an interesting idea. So I'm trying to make this look a little bit like it's stones that have been washed up, broken up, and deposited here by the passing of the river. The passing of the river? Yeah, well, the passing of the river, etc. I want it to feel like this area has been worn down a bit from something that was a bit more sort of stony, outcroppy type thing. Accurate. Accurate statement is accurate. Can't fault my definition. Stony, broken down thing is still exactly what it is. Because if we can do this neatly, it'll make this river section look like it's actually more sort of organic. I mean, it's a river. One would hope it would look semi-organic. But there will be sections where stones will have washed up, as it were. And if we can make it feel like it's a reasonably good sort of river section, then I can then promptly ignore it and never touch it again. This is there. I like to make things work. Make it work. Now that's going to need waterlogging. Because half slab, or whatever, stair. You look like a block of water. I can use you. A block of water. There. That's better. Kind of feel like I'd like to put something here. Actually, let's put it here. Whoops. Wow, that block got air. It's like, Geronimo, I'm out of here. Always lovely when a block just decides, you know, goodbye. When you know, you know. You know? Good time zones, Frauke, and welcome. You find me, faffing about. For values of faff. and about. How goes? Watching Starfield has you building a new No Man's Sky mod pack? Oh. For those who might be interested, Joel Duggan is currently playing Starfield, or at least he was. I think he probably still is. Yes, he is. Had to check. Still is subathon. Yep. And he's basically on her first playthrough of Starfield, just to see what it's like. For those who might be interested in seeing some of the points of view of somebody coming into it. And he started today, so it's very much a fresh start. And I don't have a shout-out command. Is there a... That, did stream info, stop raids for now, watch party, raid, polls, goals, channel points, predictions, guest stars, clear, toggle... breaks. I've never worked out how outs operate. I've got this right. That one. That doesn't appear to be functional. I'm assuming that there must be something to enable it. Okay. Try adding an at before his name. Because of course. Nope. One of these days I'll become a professional streamer and know what I'm doing. I think it is a bot thing for LK. And I haven't configured it in this bot. Yeah. Your stream elements is incomplete. Please come back and try again. Now that probably works better. That's the one. Really? There we are. Finally figured out what the heck I'm doing. Oh dear. But yes, Joel is... God, talk about dragging this out. Joel is currently having a Starfield stream for those who might be interested in it. And yes, definitely worth checking him out. So, yeah. One of these days I might actually, you know, figure out what it means to be to... Oh, I left all of my bone meal downstairs. Really? That was an undeserved splat. Yes. He is one of the hosts of the Spawn Chunks, and he also does the Citadel Cafe. For those who might be more interested... So, Spawn Chunks is good for Minecraft, obviously. And Citadel Cafe is good for sci-fi and esoterica. Of that ilk. That ilk. Why am I ilking? I'm not ilking this. Oh, why did I... Okay, I'm curious. At what point did I think it was worth leaving those in? Oh, I know why. That was when I was still attempting to actually get all of the water in. One of these days. One of these days. I will work out what I'm attempting to build. Right, so let's hit this area with a little bit of greenery. Just to, you know, start up on the greenery a bit. Break up these edges a bit. But actually, what I'm then going to do is... I know. We all know that there's absolutely no chance of me actually having the faintest clue what I'm up to. AAA space gamers don't... well... This is the way the universe goes sometimes. I was also about to say, but how does an 8-year-old Indiana Jones have anything to do with this conversation? Feel free to ignore that pun. I'm sure most people just did. That's not another piece of fence post. Well done, Scots. Really? But get in there. Thank you. There are days I really wish you could procedurally generate small trees. And I mean really small trees. Or at least teach Minecraft how to do something better than this. I mean, this is good. This is nice. This is fine. I just want something in the middle. You know, a bit like this, but maybe sort of with the ability to just plant it and forget it. Tiny Minecraft tree. 1 log surrounded by 4 leaves. I mean, that's Minecraft's definition of it. That's not necessarily my definition of it. I'm almost tempted to build an arch tree over the top of this, but that's really getting into the realms of spending far too much time on an area that is supposed to be lightweight. I don't want to spend more than half an hour on decorating this area, he says, now entering the second hour. Or is it the second week? Here on week 3 of this 12-second build, we find Scotsman going, but it's only supposed to be 12 seconds. what we can also do is drop in a few bits of foliage in a couple of places around here. Gained a story with the updates, but it's full sandbox after. I don't think there would be flowers down here. But I do think that this little cavelet would probably have been mossed up. Cavelet? Is cavelet a word? Well, it is now. I mean, to be honest, did they ever actually get any form of storyline into Space Engineers? Because, I mean, that has always felt to me like it didn't really have anything in it either. Reasonable. Actually, that brings me to a side question. Only in the scenarios. So, one of the things that I acquired this week is a new game. Ooh, yes. Scotsman is being enterprising and trying a new game. I have acquired... Yeah. We're all doomed. I have acquired Girl Genius. What's the full name of this blooming thing? I don't know. I don't actually happen to have Steam open on this machine. Typical. Comics. What's it called? Adventures in Castle Heterodyne. That's the one. Acquired because, well, it looked funny. I'm thinking of pondering that being maybe just one Friday to see whether or not it's any good. If people would be interested in seeing if it's any good. Derp tree, thou art a derp tree. But I'm okay with a derp tree in this area because I just wanted a tree. So yes, the question becomes, and I know we don't have many people here, but to be honest, most of the people here are those who are probably the most likely to end up hanging around anyway. It's basically just an RPG set in the Girl Genius world. Well, yeah. That actually, I like that. That starts to feel a bit meta. Meta? Something to watch is something to watch. Yeah, well, can't argue with that definition. Wow. Saved by the water. May skip, plan on playing it yourself. I can understand that. I mean, you skipped Firmament for same reason, and that made perfect sense as well. Yes. I feel like I should get some oak and jungle saplings and bring in some oak and jungle around that river. So let us go and find some oak and jungle saplings. I mean, we've got... I've just realised I have put derp trees over the top of a lush cave. Apparently, I am following the full Minecraft plan for how to design. Is it 20 past? Yes, it is. Minecraft Free Friday sounds decent. Yes. Chance to. Yep, it's 20 past. Why is it always 20 past when I go to IKEA? How? How was that a splat? Oh, because apparently Minecraft is now smeked. That's an interesting habit for okay. And because I have bad timing, it's probably far more useful. Let's see. I said oak. Let's bring a half stack of oak, and let's put away the oak leaves. I don't think I need any more of those. Are you oak leaves? You are oak leaves. Looks nothing like a... Oh, hold on. It's apparently dark outside. It's odd that my habits seem to overlap with Minecraft timestamps. Are you jungle? Yes, you are. Ooh. Not very well on jungle saplings. I might have to reconsider and acquire some more. And let's add to my bone meal a bit. Yes, azalea trees are, as far as I'm concerned, derp trees. For the sole and simple reason that they look like they derped up when they actually created them. They have absolutely no common sense in their design. And since azalea always goes over a lush cave, and I've now built azalea over a lush cave, I have apparently gone full Minecraft. See? Azalea, lush cave. I have no idea why or how I came to the sudden conclusion that I have done a full Minecraft on this. Oak. Now it feels like it should be oak on this side of the river a bit more. It would be nice if some of them were taller. Let's say about here. Oh look, I happen to have enough materials to be able to do this and do that, and then burn through all of the bone meal. Thank you, you finally grew. I was starting to think that you weren't gonna. That's a bit of a weird-shaped oak tree. We may have to hide that by having some more around it. Of course, to be able to grow more, we're going to need more bone meal. I wonder where we're going to find bone meal. I have no idea where bone meal comes from. I was about to say bone meal. And a daddy skeleton and a mummy skeleton love each other very much. No. When two skeletons fall into a blender, that's how you get bone meal. Two skeletons phone into a blender? Hmm. Now I'm phoning it in. There's absolutely nothing sensible going on in my head anymore. Alright, I feel that there would be a jungle just here. Because we're kind of on the edge of the jungle, but there's still the occasional... So there's going to be a small number of jungle trees hanging around, but not many. there. This area is very heavy in flowers. Small jungle trees. Yeah, I think a couple of smalls would be a good idea as well. As you say. Particularly since they tend to look about the same as the oak. Because apparently Minecraft seems to think that small jungle trees are basically just oak in disguise. That's not an oak in disguise. That is definitely a jungle. What I am thinking is I might have to go through and remove all the danged flowers, because this is looking more like a flower forest than a forest. There's just way too many flowers in all of this. Also, there's a huge gap over here that makes me think oak. Thank you. And then grass. Today on grassing it up. It's just as well I picked up 2 stacks of bone meal. Yeah, I mean, look at this. How am I... Where am I? What biome am I in? Plains. I dispute the whole definition of this as being Minecraft Plains. Look at the number of different flowers that we're getting. This is way more flowers than plains. Or am I just being picky? Hello. We have kindling. This is about right for plains. Oh, okay. We have kindling. Hello, sir. Excuse me. What are you selling? Fire coral, rooted dirt, cherry saplings, and things to stuff up trying to feed to water kittens with. So what you're saying is nothing. I mean, the fire coral's nice, dude, but I'm going to ignore him. This area feels like it's probably good for a tall jungle tree. Jungle tree says, no, not interested in being a tall jungle tree. I'm not interested in having a jungle tree at all. Okay, fine. Really? That's another one that thinks it's an oak. What is it with this biome and oak and jungle trees that think they're oak? You're better. I think we need one here. No. Where am I? That's the jungle tree. I wanted an oak tree here. Well, thank you for attacking me, tree. Oops, no. I want to go down there. Here? Here. I find myself in these. Now, what I'm also thinking is do that, take away some of this, and then hit it with some of this, just to bring in a bit more of a reason for the lush cave to exist below it, or hint of we're over the lush cave. Apparently quite literally. Does that feel better? Yeah, that it doesn't really it's not really noticeable. can't really see the two different greens in this mode, or in this region. But they're alright, I think. That's been mossed up. I feel like I should have one here. Yeah, that's better. And let's take away some of this a bit, and then put one here. There, that's better. Now, this area here is incomplete. Very incomplete. But I really quite like that. That feels much more like the sort of river biome waterfall type area that I was aiming for. Let's give you that. Now the question is, what do we do up here to make sure that this feels like it's appropriate? And some of this is probably going to be no, this section. Very much a bring the moss out the back of this area. And apparently it's dark again. Also, there's way too many of these. Minecraft just likes going heavy on the azalea saplings. Where's my bed? Oh, where am I? I'm getting lost in my own build again. I've got no clue where I am. Oh, wow. Hello, yeah. Okay, that. If I go to this view, that looks lovely. That feels so much nicer. I really like that. I'm not so keen on this rocky outcropping in the middle of the waterfall, though. I think I need to do something with that. And I'm out of moss. So let's see if I left any moss down here. I'm impressed that I keep managing to... Really? I'm out of moss down here. I'm impressed that I keep managing to throw myself down that hole and not actually land on something. I'm very surprised that I have not yet encountered a splat coming through that hole. I know I have a chest full of moss in here. I mean, it's no longer as full of moss as it used to be, but it's still quite full. And there's some more azalea, which I don't really need. Right, that means I can go... Let's go... 3/4 of a stack of moss. Why did I just make mossy cobble? Oh, right. I'm like, what did I actually want to work on? I'm not saying that I suffer from short-term memory loss, but I can't remember what I was talking about. No, that's the wrong way up. Let's bring this in so that we can watch as I manage to throw myself off the top of this by accident. There we are. Alright, you Go for 2 of those. Baba? No baba. Feels like I should be using some normal... Well, that didn't work. What? Drop? Why drop? Who drop? Gumdrop. No, Ishkabib. You really feel like you should be that. And then maybe... I don't suppose I have. No, I don't. Okay. Yeah. No, I don't need those. Don't need those. Don't need those. Don't need those. Let's get those. Inventory management is definitely not on my side today. Really? Really? And I don't even have any buckets. Remind me that I need to come back and waterlog that. But please wait more than 12 seconds before doing so. And I need to do that one as well. And you... Keep half expecting to end up with a drowned around here, but I don't think this is a river biome. And it sure as heck isn't a... what's the other one that drowned love? Dripstone Cavern. Oh yeah, you definitely need to be changed. That's 3. Lovely. Ooh, no, don't like that. Get away from there. Get away from there. That's better. Oh yeah, that helps a lot. That really helps that a lot. I know I have buckets down here. Congratulations, you do have buckets down here. Anyone would think that you were actually starting to remember where you left everything. Also, out of curiosity, how is this back wall? There. Forget the back wall. What's going on here? Apparently I didn't snip any of this. Poop. I actually wanted... I liked having the glowberry there. That's better. Get that. And you feel like you're getting a bit too big for your boots as well. You 3, you just want to eat my fish instead of eating my who knows. You are definitely an unsnipped. Dang it, I keep forgetting you've got a flipping... Do that. I'd like to put one here, I think, just because. And those are actually starting to fill in quite nicely, I think. Don't want to be there. Oh, I didn't mean to take you out. Let's put you back. And let's get rid of you. What I'd like to do is stick in a couple of... do we think it would be overkill to put in a couple of spore blossoms? Or are we at a, there's no such thing as overkill, there's only open fire and I need ammunition? Excuse me. What the heck was that noise? What's this overkill that you speak of? It's that thing that I don't actually resist very often. Because apparently I have no self-control when it comes to ridiculously over-the-top detailing. And if I do have spore blossoms, they're going to be in a totally different chest. Oh look, I actually have 6. Right, 3 it is. No, that one. I'm going to put you, and you in here because I'm fairly sure we're reaching a point where I don't want to add too much more detail in here. What I do want to add is more water kittens, so that might have to be another attempt at feeding water kittens. Looking at this and thinking I should probably do that and that. This whole area is just ridiculously over the top in detail. Oh, what a shame. Let's see. I feel like one there would be good. You know, the one place that it's impossible to get to. Also, it's apparently dark outside, and my bed is on the surface. This is probably going to be a problem. Can we get up there without anything attempting to spawn and blow us up? I feel like it might be time to move my bed. Do I have the inventory space for this? Yes, that's good. Good, I didn't die. Actually, one of the places I was thinking would be good for a spore blossom would be in this little nook. Which I think, if I'm going to put a spore blossom on the top here, really needs a bit more of that before we then go with the spore blossom hiding here. So that's one. I still think I want one somewhere in this vicinity. Let's have a quick look with the ability to float. Ah, yes, that area. There. That's the one I identified a minute ago. Here. That's 2. And I feel like we should have one further into the... Oh! Hail Hydrate! Thank you, Kelp. And a stretch. All hail the squeaky bottle. All I have to say to that is, blame approaching Nirvana. It's his bottle. His bottle? That sounds wrong. That sounds like I stole it from him. I acquired it from... that doesn't sound any better, does it? Would there be a spore blossom in this area? Or would it be over... No, it would be over there a bit. Explains all the sirens. No comment. Up there. That's a good spot for a... yeah, in there. Here. Here? Here. Here. There. Yeah. Right. Now, there's one thing I think I want to do still. And why did I pick up 3 buckets of water? Oh. Wow. Streamer brain. Are we sharing a brain cell again, Raven? There was a... There it is. There's the third one. Was that all of the ones that I added that I felt needed to be... I mean, it's not unusual for us to share a single cell. Brilliant. Now my brain is trying to figure out how to butcher a Tom Jones song. I don't want to butcher a Tom Jones song. Oh, that looks so much better than it did at the beginning of stream. That actually, I mean... No, wrong one. That one, really, Scott. Screen 1 is the one on the left. Screen 2 is the one on the right. It goes 1, 2. You think you can actually work out which one is correct if you hit button 1? I really like the impact of... And yet, no, it doesn't work, does it? I really like the... I really, really would like to have a train of thought that doesn't just fall off. I mean, these... The glowberries are continuing to grow because for the moment, and they will reach a point where they basically start hitting, and I think... Yeah, I think that is doing what I wanted it to do, which is to fill in that area. Now, one thing I'm thinking, careful, I'm still thinking, is it might be nice to bring some clay into this area a bit. That's stone, Scott. That is not clay. That's a very, very hard version of clay. No, that would be terracotta. I mean, you're not wrong. The other thing I would like to do is to come through here with a water bottle and turn some of this into mud as well. But I'm not sure where my water bottle supply is, because I'm not sure I remember where anything is nowadays. Where would I have kept a water bottle? I'm assuming that I... Whoop. Excuse me while I bounce off of a tentacle again. That doesn't go in there. Neither does any of that. Fine. I need to empty my inventory a bit. I'm starting to find that it's a little bit full, and I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Also, Stream Elements appears to have decided to wake up with at least one command. Thank you, Stream Elements. It's always nice to know when the bot is actually paying attention. And the answer to that is... Wait, bot pays attention? No. Wow, this chest is... My IKEA bag is very, very close to empty. I find that slightly disturbing. No, those are buckets. Those are not buckets. But those are not bottles, is the word I was looking for. Oh, bottles. I find my lack of blocks disturbing. So do I! My IKEA bag is getting close to empty. There is clearly something wrong with the universe. This is one of those, let's make this look a little bit damper. I hate to put a damper on this, but it really would be quite damp around here. After all, it's a river. I was about to say, don't tell me I put away my bone meal. Let's just do a light bit of boning. Why did I just say that? Bone mealing. Oh. Of course. I knew the moment that I went through a why did I even say that it was of course not. Alright, let's... What are you buzzing about? Who knows? Apparently both of us were thinking that at the same time as well, Raven. Right. I had another train of thought, and I can't remember what it was. There was something I wanted to do. Did I actually say it out loud, or did I just have it running in my head? Okay, Raven. Have a good look. Look after yourself. Geronimo! I can see the pub from here. Ah! I remember what I was going to do. And that's the other reason why I was muddying this up. I need to find glass and green dye. The other thing that I was always planning on putting in here was cattails. So I need to get a load of glass, dye it green. I've got the brown candles. I just need to start applying the cattails around certain areas to make it look like this is a sort of more marshy, boggy area than it currently appears. I knew I had a reason. I had an element of this design that I'd forgotten about. Which is ridiculously into the how much more beyond overkill are we about to get. Same to you, dude. Had to have the last word, didn't you? Wait a minute. How did you get up here? Hold on. There's something wrong here. What? We have an escaped water kitten. No. You're supposed to be down there. I mean, at least this time you've gone uphill. But why? Why must you do this, water kittens? I tried to give you a nice, loving home. Yeah, I'm very much... How did you get up here? You must have gone up that block, but you don't climb full blocks. Hey, Sci-Fi. Did you somehow end up on top of these, and then climb this stair, and then end up here? But... The fun thing is, you seem to be trapped up here, so I'm going to leave you for the moment. Which means I'm going to find the fish that I wanted, and see if I can get you two to breed without actually eating the fish. Again. Ooh, hey, you can actually reach around those. For the fourth time. Yeah. Let's try this one more time. How many attempts at breeding of water kittens are we going to have completely fail on us? First problem, find fish. Second problem, hello dolphin. You're the wrong type of fish. You're... Where did all the fish go? Did they know I was coming? We had loads of fish in this area, and now we have none. Where? Ah, fish. Of the correct type. Don't scare them off. No! Don't give me Dolphin's Grace at this point. Dolphin gave me Dolphin's Grace at just the wrong moment. I'm fairly sure that is exactly what dolphins exist for. Just to give you Dolphin's Grace just when you don't want it. They are deliberately coded to be as annoying as possible. Dolphin was hungry. Yep. Right, let's see if we can breed up these two water kittens. Watch it. How did you get back? What? I hate you with all the passion of 1,000 fires. No. Do you have to shift click on them? No, apparently you don't. But of course I don't have another fish because you just ate it. Or more to the point, you just murdered it. Where with those... Ooh, fish. Fine. Let's kidnap 3 of these fish. No. I like that. The moment I say let's kidnap 3 of these fish, they attempt to vanish as fast as possible. Okay. I haven't... just... So it seems to be that to successfully breed a water kitten, you have to be incredibly accurate in your place. Right. You 2. 1. No. Stop. 2. Yes! We have success. Apparently you can only breed water kittens when you're carrying too many fish. That is clearly how it works. You can only breed water kittens when you're carrying a spare fish. Because the little blighters are just too guaranteed to mess with your soul. I'm just going to put that spare fish in there. It'll stay down here now. And it'll probably torment the water kittens, who will know that it's down there, but that they can't get to it. And watch as we find a water kitten has managed to escape and somehow get down to it. I swear, they are deliberately trying to destroy my sanity. Minecraft, why must you do this to me? Why Minecraft? Why? I was nice, I'm kind, I'm innocent, I'm trying to build all the nice things in the world. And you insist on attempting to break my sanity and destroy my soul. And I don't need a dead tropical fish. Let's put some stone in here for the moment. And... right. Train of thought. Glass. Glass was what I was going to get. And I've just realised I have only one spare rocket. And I have no ender chests in my inventory, and I'm not sure I have an ender chest at IKEA. I need to put a permanent ender chest at IKEA. Why have I not put a permanent ender chest at IKEA? This feels like a massive oversight. You know, combined with the 17,000 other massive oversights in this world. How would we notice the difference? Glass. Glass. Do we have glass? Oh, we've got 7. That's not really what I'm looking for. I'd like at least 18. Loads of bottles of instant health. Who is it who sells glass? Is it librarians? Why do I have so many empty chests in here? Yes, librarians. Okay. Then there is but one solution to this. To destroy my last firework and head to Lagville. Because Lagville has at least one ender chest in it. Maybe more. I know there is an ender chest up here. In the cartographer's house. Interesting, that was not a splat, but I'm not quite sure what that noise was. Hello, ender chest. 32. Excellent. Come back here. Right. And what we will do is we will grab some emeralds. Put those away. And let's go and have a chat with librarians. Wow. How... oh my goodness. I'm just looking at this list and thinking, oh my god, how inaccurate. This was a to-do board from January the 1st. This was the to-do board of what I thought was achievable in 2023. And so far, we have maybe managed this one and this one partially. That one's got... those are a no-go. That one's you must be lucky. That one and that one are... and that one and that one are just pure myths. And that one is sort of... yeah. So much of this to-do board is just complete comedy value. Ooh. I wonder. I've just had a thought. which is probably quite painful. Really? Where did my green dye go to? Yeah, raid farm is a possible that might eventually exist. No, down here. So, the interesting thing is, this farm that's turning cactus into green dye should be feeding the green dye into the marketplace. And the question is, where the heck has it been going? Yes, the Pillager Citadel is where I am planning on putting a raid farm. So that should be outputting into the marketplace storage system. Now, I'm fairly sure I don't have dyes anywhere in the marketplace storage system as a thing, so they should be just passing all the way through and ending up in the overflow chest. But they're not. That was empty a minute ago. That was empty a minute ago, wasn't it? I swear, I came to this chest a minute ago and there was absolutely nothing in here. Ghosts. Must be ghosts. It's either that or Lagville is full of lag. Green dye was also at the mining village, but Lagville also had green dye being formed. And I've just remembered where I don't have glass. Really? Why do I never have glass? I suppose we have. I should be so lucky. Right. Okay, I was going to go and have a chat with the librarians. TGM! Hello! And thank you for the Twitch baby. Still sounds wrong. Yeah, you lot can go home. Hello, chicken. Right. Somewhere in here, Button Boo Pipe, yes, is a pile of villagers. Gentlemen, I'm actually here for glass this time. Well, you're no help. You don't have any. Do you two have glass? Well, there's glass. That's alright. That'll do. Thank you. God, stone me. Villagers. Who'd want them? Alright, now we have glass. And way too much green dye. Because I really don't want to do that much green paint. Because I want green panes of glass. All of this was an absolute pain, and all of this was in aid of just getting some green panes of glass. The comedy is not lost on me. perfect landing. Right. One, two, yeah, 3/8 to 24. That'll give me a stack. A stack feels like a good number. And this is how Mega Farms happens, and then lag happens. Yeah. I don't cause any lag on my server. I have never, ever... I don't know what I'm talking about. Right, let's see. You. And another one. No, I did not want to put that there. I wanted to put it here. Thank you. And another one here. And one there. And one there. But that one I want to be too tall. And one here. And one here. And let's put... if I put those in there, this is going to look wrong. So one here that's too tall. And one here. One, no, okay, apparently not there. Come on, Scots, you know what I'm trying... You know what you're trying to do. There. Here. Here. Too tall. Here. 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 No. Placing glass is such a pain, and that's not an attempt at a pun, it just really is a pain. Yeah. Right. Now we grab our candles and start turning these into cattails. And we attempt to remember all the places where we just placed glass panes so that we can do so. I was about to say, what's moving in that pond? It's the fish. Hiding in the corner. One here. I couldn't put any there. One. 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 I'd like to put some over on the other side of the lake, but we'll come back to that in a second. You get one. You get one. You get one. There's something really weird about using shaders in this. Or even just having Iris installed. It does weird things to glass panes. Well, you're in the wrong place. Did we get all the ones that I placed over here? Yes. Do I want to confuse the water kittens by putting one in with them? If it's going to confuse the water kittens, then the answer is yes. Because these things have been confusing me a lot, therefore they deserve it. That said, this one now seems to be stuck in the corner. Bed. Time for beddy bays. Oh, missed one. There we are. Is that the only one? I feel like I need one here. That's better. let's go to the other side of the river. Alright. I feel like one here. Yes. No, not there. God dang it. One here. And we can get away with one here as well. And here. And did I put away the bottle? Yes, I did. Oh well. I feel like some of this should be mud. But, oh well. Really? You can't walk through drip leaf? How did I not know that? Another one there. Another one here. This is one of those, add in quite a few of these things, and although they look really simple... Hello, you lot. Although they look really simple, they add just enough to really add quite a big impact to the feel of this. Once you repeat a lot of them. On their own, one or two doesn't look very good. And when you put two right next to each other, it really looks terrible. But once you've got like half a dozen of them, or even a dozen of them, it really does just fill in and cause quite a nice here. Actually, I think having one hidden underwater is probably alright, actually. They look like ones that are starting to grow. Oh, no, you're in a straight line. I don't like that. Here. That's better. Oh, yes. That I like. That really makes quite a difference to this. It now feels so much more like it's just sort of got plant life in it, and from here it's very much... don't need a gamma on this. Yeah, I like that. That really feels like it's just made quite a huge difference to the feel of this. Yeah. And it brings it in from outside as well. I'm curious. I really want to know, how do those look in Pretty's mode? They vanish. Actually, no, they don't completely vanish. They are definitely there still. One thing I've been wondering, would they look better if I wasn't using green stained glass panes? Would it be better if I used bamboo? Well, since you can't plant bamboo on that or that, and you can't plant bamboo in water, apparently that's perfectly sensible. You can't grow bamboo in water. Why did I think that that was going to be a thing? I'm sitting here going, why won't it plant? You can't plant bamboo in water, apparently. Lovely. Where did I get this bamboo from? I got it from in here. That's better. Is there anything else I need to do to this cave to make it effectively complete? Other than maybe cause myself to swear by considering breeding these water kittens. Or breeding one of the other sets yet again. Or maybe adding... Oh! OG Wold! Greetings and thank you! Right. Oh, stretch first. And... Hail hydrate! Squeaky bottle time. Thank you. I'm thinking I've got these too far in, because I wanted a couple to come down this far. I mean, that one is slowly growing, but it's really, really slow. Been here almost 2 hours. Busy with Pew Pew. That's... Pew Pew is a good thing to be busy with. May I ask which Pew Pew? Because there's quite a few out there. Because I'm curious. Apex Legends is your Pew Pew of choice. Nice choice. Not one I've ever played, but no worries. Enjoy. I think what I'm missing is a few more lily pads. That's better. I almost wish there was a small lily pad option, where it was like a cluster of small lily pads, almost like the small drip leaf is actually like 3 small drip leaves. Is it 3 or 2? No, it's 3. I almost wish there was a lily pad version that was 3 small lily pads. But the only thing I can think of that might do that would be... Huh. Hey, Moss. I'm now wondering if the occasional waterlogged leaves might serve the purpose of small amounts of lily pads that I wanted. Actually, it just breaks up the edge of the water as well. Yep, small amount of leaves. Fish, you don't want to be there, because I'm going to put the leaves there. Yeah, that's the bit that's missing. He says, adding like the 17th different bit that's missing. Today on, how many different over-the-top, completely ridiculous pieces of detail can I add? And the answer is, I'm going to stop there, because I think if I carry on, we're going to never finish this cave. You just got lunch. That sounds like a good thing. Lunch is good. Hello, fishy. 2, 3. Right. Let's put you and you and you up there and you up there, and let's take a quick nap. A quick nap. A quick nap. No. There we are. A quick nap. One of these days. And let's go and get... Let's go and torture myself one more time. Let's get 3 more fish. No. Have we got any fish around? I'd like to find some fish, please. No. Yes. You are... No. Come here. Right. 3 more fish. You're no help. Oh my cod. I'm ignoring the cod. Cod, and it'd be nice if you could find fish. Cod, and it'd be nice if I could feed water kittens. Right. Hello. Are we going to be able to do something with this? Yes. Come on. One of you two be... Can one of you two be stationary for just long enough for me to feed you? Thank you. It's another yellow one. Oh well. Whoops. I don't know why I was half expecting a blue eventually. But, 1, 2, 3... How many water kittens do we have in here? I've lost count. We appear to have 4. I think it's 4. I think it's raining again. Of course it's raining again. 4 in that pond. Yeah. Well, we'll add a second emergency fish. Actually. You know what? We have 2 emergency fish. Hello. You. No, no, no. Come here. There. Go breed. Make it a babies. Thank you. Now we know where that one managed to get out of the pond from. They're coming up here. I don't know how they managed to get from that pond to this pond, but hey. They seem to be at least reasonably content, and they seem to come back to this pond, rather than try to go any further. Right, now we don't have any spare fish floating around. What do we have in here? Dirt, dirt, much dirt, so much dirt. And rooted dirt, clay, sand... Oh, and that's my inventory full. Right. So, let's get rid of those 2 barrels, because otherwise I will forget that they're there. And since we've got plenty of space in the IKEA bag, for some reason. Is it you that has... No, it's not you. Of course it's not you. And you don't... You know what? I'm not entirely convinced I need this many buckets. I have far too many buckets in my life. Why does it always rain in Minecraft? Because it wants to make you feel damp and everything. Right. Hello, Enkidu. Hello, Yo-Yo. I'm just returning some dirt. There we are. The OCD that is me says they have to be organised. Right. I'm curious. I'm not curious anymore. Hello, puppy. I wanted to know what was in that chest and then decided I didn't want to know what was in that chest. Nope. This one. Rooted dirt. Ooh, got quite a bit of rooted dirt now. Packed mud, sand, normal dirt. Oh well. Right. With luck, we should now have enough inventory space to be able to just remove this and this. And hey, what do you know? We do. Huzzah! Tidying up has completed. We have successfully managed to tidy up after ourselves. I feel that finishes this lush cave. I think that this has gone from being a completely random idea to being something that has actually come out quite nice. Oh, no, forgot something. Actually, that one has glowberries in it. So, Kel, since I think this was your suggestion for let's turn this into a lush cave, do you think I did it justice? Yeah? Okay. You could have always trolled me and said no at that point. Oh look, I actually had glass. And I had green dye. I already had green dye. I'm speechless. I have more green dye than I ever need. Didn't even cross your mind. Sure. We all know the ability to troll is entirely, absolutely required. Why am I attempting to look in those? I don't know. Let's temporarily just put the bone meal down in the bone meal farm. Actually, let's not. Let's grab everything that we can fit into our inventory from the bone meal farm. Hell yeah. Which is not much. And go and add it to the Temple of Stem. Petra needs a refill. Because at some point I need to run the farm. Right, and at some point I really need to do this. Troll Brain isn't fully active. You're moderating for Tad. I'm sure Troll Brain is very active, just only on him. So I don't mind. Right, that's that one full. And that's that one not full. Wow. Should we tickle the belly of the statue? Hello, statue. Tickle the belly. Statue go, eh-oh. And statue go. No kaboom. Why is there no kaboom? Where is the earth-shattering kaboom? Ah, there it is. Statue go, eh-oh. Ah, the Temple of Petra. I really like this build. This whole area really came out nicely. And is quite happily providing a decent amount of Crimson Stem and Warped Stem. Must be between hoppers. and even has a decent amount of crimson fungus and netherwort block. The only thing about this is it just burns through. You're moving in and paying the water kittens a few buckets of fish in rent once a month. Okay. Yeah. I warn you, there may actually be crystals nearby, however. I was very tempted to put a tentacle just starting to grow in one corner. But I think that would have been seriously over the top. I should eat something. Right. I'd say we've got a decent amount of the nether stems, finally. I'm curious just how much of the... Oh, I was about to say, why is there a block there? But it's because I decorated with it. Tickle the belly. I mean, that small amount of time got through nearly 3 stacks of bone meal on one side and 2 stacks of bone meal on the other. It really burns through bone meal in this farm. Oh no, really? Thank you. Let's go to that. Hit this button. Hit that. Hit that. And hit that. Typical. I really wish I knew why it does that. There we go. Much better. Yes, thank you. I should probably stop falling in the water. I should really probably do something about this archway over the cave. I mean, we've done really fundamentally ridiculous amounts of detailing over the caves over here. And then we've got the cave entrance for Petra. It just feels a little bit lacking, doesn't it? But then again, I haven't done anything with this cave. That cave probably needs to cease to exist. I haven't done much with this cave. I really haven't done anything with this cave, and I really need to seal it off because this is backstage access to Petra. And well, this one and this one. I have so much more of the caldera that needs ridiculous amounts of effort on it. And eventually, I really want to do something about this area. Because, well, we kind of have a chessboard back here. And it's not really been finished. This is one of those what was I thinking moments. But then again, I think the phrase what was I thinking is probably a pretty accurate question at a lot of times. I mean, we have this. What was I thinking? Oh boy. Right. Instead of continuing to let my brain dodge the problem, I think the next problem is we've got 15 minutes left. Let's see if we can do something about... I was thinking long-term plans. I mean, that's probably an accurate description. Stone. Nope, none in there. None in there. Wow. I am really short on... Am I out of stone in this area? Apparently, the answer is yes. You're the wrong way up. Right, let's quickly go to IKEA and grab some stone, because I'd like to see what we can do about fixing that end of the caldera so that we can actually possibly close off the roof of the lush cave. Even if it's just put in some of the stone layout rather than actually filling in the dirt. Ooh. Perfect landing. Wow. I'm down to only 5.5 barrels of stone. However will I cope? Five and a half barrels of stone. That's never going to last me. I may have to go and murder a cavern. And by murder a cavern, I mean create one. Because, of course, I would never, ever burn through thousands of stacks of stone. Actually, it's dirt I tend to burn through thousands of stacks of. Stone is an incidental in that. Right. This lot is over the top of the lush cave. So what we need to do is work out where our topographical lines go. So we're at this point. Let's bring it around a bit now. If we do this, yeah, that burnt through a stack of stone in about 12 seconds. Oh hey, that actually lined up. Can't do that. Anyone think I knew what I was doing? So now we need the next layer to come out a bit. Is that sort of fitting? Yeah, yeah, it is. Come out one more, and then we'll start to bring it in. Four, three. tree's going to be in the way. Ah! That tree attempted to kill me. Herbicide. Yeah. Is it herbicide if a tree tries to kill somebody? I mean, it feels right. It sounds almost right. Right, let's start going in the other direction. That needs to be there. And that tree's going to be in the way next. Yeah. And like so. And then like so. And then we'll start to bring it back in. To about, yeah. Let's overlap by one here. That'll do nicely. Thank you. And actually, let's overlap entirely here for a little bit longer. Just to give this a bit more shape. Do the same by having it a bit sort of more vertical here. It allows for the fact that we're going to have the verticality over there, and apparently it's getting on for sleepy time again. How is it always time to sleep? Look, I'm being stared at by a mimic. Not the mimic! Not the mimic! Not the mama! Yeah. I'm in a pit. I really wish I was back on top of that. Let's get back up there. I did not mean to fall down. That's better, right. Bit like that. Bit here. Like so. How's that looking? That's looking pretty good. I like that. I mean, it's going to need some tree felling to bring it into line with everything, but I think that's going to look good. It needs, obviously, landscaping a bit. And by landscaping a bit, I mean lots of it. However, I think we will leave that for our next Caldera creation stream, which will be Monday. And I will go ahead over here a little bit. I think what we will do is store our stone in this barrel. And we will store our barrels in this chest. And we will store our other stone in this one. Because that way we reallocated things, and we can put the stone cutter back down, and the bed can go back down, because I think tomorrow we will come back to working on this building and its partner building back here as part of our oceanfront. Hello, puppy. Our oceanfront area, and maybe possibly some of the what the heck is this area? It's going to be a market. It's going to be a marketplace, or at least a city square of some form. However, that will be for tomorrow. Today, however, I am going to go and stick myself in a nice little room, preferably a padded cell. And then... Is this cell padded enough? No, not really. But it'll do. And then, let us... Oh, wow. I think we might have achieved landscaping. That waterfall area has that works so nicely. And we've got the two areas of... Yes. I love the way that it just disappears behind the trees if you go from the wrong angle. And if you are standing here, we've got the Mimic and the other tower. And then, as you follow this down, you end up in... Wow. I love it. That has definitely achieved what I was hoping for. And the rays are just starting to move across. Oh, they've moved too far across. That's the rays that we were looking at yesterday that were aimed at roughly where that lantern is. But that really has come together nicely from where it was just awful earlier. And oh, with the cattails added, that I think your rent might have just gone up, Kel. Yeah, I really like the way that... Fine. I really love the way that that's come together. That has absolutely... that's exceeded my expectations for the way that this was going to look. It's still moving in. I love the fact that it is just come together that nicely. And if I turn off, yeah, even without shaders, it just still really catches it. I am glad you suggested it as well, Kel, because it fills in this entire area in a way that it absolutely... It needed something, and this whole cave was never on the original design. I think I was going to just seal off the wall of the caldera and just not have anything like this. But this just blows this whole corner of the caldera out of the water by way of design. Either way, however, we have reached that point where I am going to declare wrapping up point. And apparently so are the motorbikes. I would like to say thank you to everyone for joining me this evening, and thank you to TGM and Tor and Landstrad for their boop of their buttons, and to everyone who's been hanging out and chatting, to everyone who's been hanging out and lurking, to all the mods, and to everybody. Just thank you for joining me. It really does make a massive difference to just me. As we can tell, people suggesting things makes a that was a revving up point. Oh, thank you, TGM. I didn't spot that one. As you can tell, the suggestions from people do sometimes get paid attention to, and sometimes they massively impact the world and make it so much better. Even if they are effectively 1010% scope creep. I hope everyone has a good time zone. I hope everyone has a great evening. I will be back again tomorrow at my usual time, 2.5 hours previously to now. Bye bye.